Byron Rossfield is no doubt known for his charisma and charm in Final Fantasy XVI. But there are many good characters in this game with a strong moral backbone and likable personalities. So what makes him stand out? Well, honestly, I believe that it is his wisdom and experience that inform his relationships and add a weight to everything that he does, and how everything around him affects his mentality. To understand this, though, we will have to look at Byron in the context of the game. So let's take a look at why Clive's uncle is so interesting and valuable to the story of Final Fantasy XVI. A fascinating thing about Byron's role in the story is partly his lack of presence in the backstory of the Rosarian downfall. In the early game, we get a very intimate look at the Rossfield brothers and their relationship with their father, but Byron is not a part of this focused story. In fact, due to his status as second-born, he went on to form his own fortune because he was not set to inherit the kingdom. This segmented responsibility he took on would lead him to only visiting his nephews occasionally, but generally focusing on his business endeavors. He held much love for his family and his people, but because he was at arm's length from them, he would not be present for the Night of Flames. Unfortunately, this would mean gaining second-hand knowledge of what truly transpired from the surviving member of the family. That member would be Annabella, who was the one who betrayed her family to gain status as a higher royal blood. Due to Rosaria falling into disarray, Byron would have no choice but to feign loyalty to her as she transitioned from Rossfield to Lesage. It would be the only way to keep his station and have any role in overseeing the people and land he loved so much. Grief and uncertainty would cripple him into submission, a submission we can see that he regrets when realizing that the hope he had let go of was not lost after all.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rossfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
He also obviously understands that the structure of power is corrupt and needs to change.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother.
He has gone from a man stuck in his position to one that can confidently take action. He eagerly joins Clive in his endeavors.
Uncle Byron?
Clive, my boy! Tap a cask and stoke the ovens, for your favourite uncle is here!
Because of Byron's political insight, he is able to help shape the plan for taking down Hugo Kupka and the Mother Crystal that he guards. His eagerness does not stop there, however. Byron decides to join Clive on the beginning of his journey to Drake's Fang, seeing as how he has business out that way. As we enter the desert region, we get a taste for Byron's past experiences outside of Rosaria.
I was a young man when last I walked this path.
His familiarity with the place shows us that he is a well-traveled, cultured soul. He has not just been a lord cooped up in a castle, but has taken strides to better the world and his business, with active participation. He is even familiar enough with this foreign land to know that they don't let dogs inside.
Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
The undercover spy work that he does shows he can handle conflict and negotiate his way through challenging situations. The game shows us that he is not passive, but a man of action when presented with direction. Above these character traits, we are shown his unrelenting support for his nephew, as he helps him to find his way through negotiating with townsfolk and moving closer to his goal, even if it means knocking a few heads. It is not for nothing that he threatens the use of his axe. When the two heroes are allowed passage, Byron has one last piece of insight for Clive before departing on business.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am. And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know? Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew.
We can see that Byron has weaknesses that have kept him from living up to the man he wishes to be, but mostly because he looked to his brother to take up the role of leader. His supporting nature extends to Clive, as there is now a new vision for how the world should be. This vision expands upon the justice and freedom promoted by Elwyn to a larger view of liberty. Byron sees this wisdom in Clive, just as he did his father, and has the humility to submit to a man who knows what is best for the people. Despite the age gap and gap in experience in positions of royal leadership, Byron shows an impressive character trait in this humility. Byron is consistent in his care for his family, as not only one, but two of his nephews come back to him from the dead.
My boy.
Uncle Byron.
It's really you! I never thought I'd see the day.
He shows him the same affection he showed Clive, showing he cares equally and doesn't play favorites. Byron takes on a more active role in fighting the evil, as one of the members of Clive's freedom fighters. He takes on more and more the role of the servant. The epitome of this is found in a simple moment when his nephew is recovering from his wounds.
Allow me, your lordship. Don't know what I was thinking, putting you to the trouble like that.
'Tis no trouble carrying comestibles to my ailing nephew.
I know, but you've already done so much for us. Pouring your gil into the hideaway and now the ship. I don't want to take the piss.
His resources become a means to help his allies as equals, and he is all in on fighting back the encroaching darkness of Ultima, in whatever small way that he can, in the midst of a battle of demigods. He is, however, self-aware of the sacrifices he is making.
Since you rose from the grave, my fortunes have plummeted. Are you absolutely certain of this quest of yours, Clive? The foes you face are as terrible as they are numerous.
Aye, and they'd have us live and die on their terms, which should answer your question.
Ah! You have that same stubborn look as your father did when he set his mind to something. On the battlefield, I am but a single axe. A deadly one, mind, but a single one nonetheless. Yet what you require is 1,000, and I believe my old friend in Brandalar can provide them. Take care, Clive. I have many more tales of your father's exploits to share. And I cannot very well do that if you're dead. Again.
Good luck, Uncle. And may fair winds attend you.
As for you, Joshua, take care.
I shall do my best, Uncle.
Farewell, my nephews. When next you see me, it shall be with an army at my back.
Even when the money runs low, he uses his connections to continue to help further the goals of his family. In a large way, Byron continues on the role of a father to his nephews, and it makes your heart just happy to watch. Obviously, Byron is all in at this point, and he continues to be a counseling role in the room of many leaders, deciding the fate of the free peoples of the world. His negotiating for more leaders to join forces continues as he helps Clive find more support for the warring efforts, but for more than just the conflict's sake.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes, and I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the accord.
All that is left for this humble man to do is show one more gesture of support for the one who will bring all of this to a conclusion.
Well, there's nothing to say that hasn't already been said. But that never stopped me before, so just you do what needs doing. And don't worry about us.
we'll do our best, Uncle.
Not knowing that he sends off his nephews for the last time, he holds a simple confidence and pride. He knows Clive and Joshua need to uphold their responsibility, and all he can do is the same to a smaller degree. Byron teaches us that leadership does not just come from strength, but trusting in the ability of others to do what we cannot. Despite having power and resources, he humbly extends these privileges to worthy endeavors. Much like Elwyn, he is able to stand tall and be proud of the young men he has helped to make the world a better place. Just like when his nephews were kids taking on the role of princes, he looks at them still with respect and joy at the men that they have become. That is why Byron is the most lovable character in the game, because he is able to rise above his fear to support the ones he loves, and to do it with elation. We could all afford to be a little bit more like Byron Rossfield. Thank you all for watching. I really enjoy talking about the characters from this game, and we'll make more videos in the future about characters I feel are worth talking about. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe for future videos on this game, and other media and entertainment in general. It would help the promotion of this video if you dropped a like, and feel free to tell me in the comments who your favorite character from this game is, and why. Hope to make some more stuff for you in the near future. Thank you all for coming to the Dutch Ritz Party.